Hi. So I'm going to go over your homework problems, some of them, so that you can see how to set them up. Not only am I going to do that because I want you to see what I'm looking at and how I would set up a problem if that were me just approaching it, because word problems can be a little bit tricky. So I'm going into your homework. It's into systems of equations, and this is our first one. So in our homework, systems of equations, we're going to read the question and see what they're asking. I'm going to start on 8 because everything else was set up like a system that you could put right into your calculator. So here it says a man has 340,000 invested in 3 rental properties. One property has 7.5% per year on the investment. The second earns 7% and the third earns 9%. The total earnings from the 3 properties is $27,450, and the amount invested at 9% equals the sum of the first 2 investments. Let X equal the investment at 7%, 7.5%, let Y equal the investment at 7%, and Z equals the investment at 9%. We lucked out here because they told us what X, Y, and Z equals. If they don't, then we actually have to go in and figure out what our 3 variables are going to be. Since we have 3 variables, we need 3 equations. So the first equation I'm going to think about is, I'm just going to reread the question. And it says, a man has $340,000 invested in 3 rental properties. So the total amount invested is $340,000 of the sum of all of them. So if he has one rental property X plus another one Y plus another one Z, the total amount invested is $340,000. Then each property has a different percentage investment rate. So I'm going to attach those rates onto my X, my Y, and my Z. So if it says X equals the investment at 7.5%, I'm going to put 7.5% in front of X. And then it says Y equals 7%. So I'm going to say, well, then Y is 7%. And then it says Z is 9%. So I'm going to say plus 9% Z. So when I add up all those investments, there's going to be a grand total that I have to look back into my problem for. And it says one property. So I've already taken care of this stuff. One property earns 7%, 7.5, the other earns 7, and the other earns 9. And then it says the total annual earnings is $27,450. Now, that is my equation. However, whenever you have percents, you can't do anything mathematically with percents until you change them into decimals. So we're going to take that equation and we're going to change it into decimals by saying 0.075x plus 0.07y plus 0.09z equals 27,450. I did not have to change the 27,450 because it wasn't a percentage. So it was already okay. So now I have 2 equations. I have this equation. It's equation 1. I have this equation. That's equation 2. And since I have 3 variables, I need 3 equations. So I got those 2 because the sum of it dollar-wise of all 3 properties was one thing. The sum of it with the different percentages attached was another thing. And then the third equation we're going to take, we're going to find more information. If I keep reading the question, it says, or the statement that they give, it says the amount invested at 9%, so that's Z, equals the sum, so I have to add something, of the first 2 investments, so X plus Y. So my equation here is Z equals X plus Y. And that's my third equation. However, in order to put your third equation into the calculator, remember you have to have all of them. You have to have X, Y, Z, and then a number. So I'm going to have this. And I'm going to take X to the other side and Y to the other side by subtracting it. So I'll have negative X minus Y plus Z. That didn't go over to the other side. But now on that side of the equal sign, I have 0. And there's my third equation. And it's set up to put in my matrix in my calculator. So when you go to your calculator, I cannot erase this. It's not like a smart board. I'm just writing on the screen. So I'm going to squeeze it in over here. And I have X plus Y plus Z is 3,400. So I go to my matrix. And it's going to be 3 rows by 4 columns. So it's going to be a 3 by 4. And the first row will give me the coefficients of X, which was 1, coefficients of Y, which is 1, the coefficients of Z, which is 1, and then the total, which is 340,000. On my next line, my second equation, I'm going to have 0.075X. I'm not going to put the X in there though. My next number is 0.07. My next number is 0.09. And then it's going to total 27,450. And then my last equation, I have a -1, a -1, a +1, and a 0. And that's my matrix. And then I can answer the questions. So A says, write the equation for the first, for that. And so this is A. This is B. And this is C. I put it in my calculator. And then I put it in my calculator under this matrix, and I'll get the answers that they're going to ask me for. You can always pause the video if you need to see these a little bit more. I'm going to clear it and move on to the next one. This says a rice or Ace of rice. I don't know where I got rice from. Ace Trucking Company has an order delivery for 3 products, A, B, and C. The table gives the volume in cubic feet, in heights, in cubic feet, the weight in pounds, the value for insurance in dollars, and the unit of each of the products. If the carrier can carry 16,000 cubic feet and 18,600 pounds and is insured for $75,400, how many units of each of these products can be carried? So it's really nice because you have A, B, and C already mentioned, A, B, and C. So it's already set up for you. It's set up by the volume, the weight, and the value. So you just need to have that 4th column, which is your totals. So the 4th column would be your totals. And then you got to look in your information to find your totals. So the first total it gives is the carrier can carry that many feet, 16,000 cubic feet. So I look here and the volume here says cubic feet. So I'm going to have my next one be 16,000 for the first total. Then if I look at some more, it says there are 18,600 pounds. Oops, gotta go back up there. Oops. 18,600 pounds. Oops, here we go again. And then I look and the weight is in pounds, so that's going to be my second number, 18,600. And then the last thing it says is insured for $75,400. And the last thing I see here is volume. So I'm going to put that here for $75,400. I'm going to put that in my matrix, in my calculator. Here's my row by column. There are 3 rows, 4 columns. And then you can answer the questions accordingly. Oh, let me delete it. Okay. Here we go. This is a nutritional content per ounce of 3 foods is presented in the table to the right. If a meal consisting of the 3 foods allows exactly, here we go, look at that. That was so much nicer. Exactly 2,600 calories, 125 grams of protein, and 3,600 milligrams of vitamin C. How many ounces of each kind of food should be used? Okay, so we need our 3 variables, which is A, B, and C. And they give us 3 variables, which is A, B, and C. And then they give us that information. But here's the situation. The chart is flipped from what we see it and how we put it in our matrix. But it's going to be set up the same way that we just set up that last one, where it has 3 totals and you need 4 columns, or you need 4 rows. You have what A, what B, what C, and then the total. So the totals here, this says exactly 2,600 calories. So under calories, I'm going to have 2,600. And then it says, the next thing says 125 grams of protein. So I go under protein and I put 125 grams. And then the last thing says 3,600 milligrams of vitamin C. So that's going to be 3,600 milligrams of vitamin C. You need to put it into a matrix. So remember, your matrix goes like this, and you have your X, Y, Z values, and then your total. However, in this case, it's not X, Y, and Z. It's actually A, B, and C values, and then your total. So your A values, if I look across, your A values are 100, 7, and 150. So I'm going to say 100, 7, and 150 because those are my A values. My B values are 200, 11, and 350. So I'm going to say 200, 11, and 350. My C values are 300, 12, and 350. And then my total values are 2,600, 125, and 3,600. And then I set up my matrix. Now I kind of want to label the other things too, because when your matrix comes out, your total are going to be your answers, because your matrix is, after you do the matrix, you're going to have 1, 0, 0, and a number. You're going to have 0, 1, 0, and a number. And then you're going to have 0, 0, 1, and a number. This number represents, the total column represents how you see it here. So this right here is going to be calories. So this first number is going to be the amount of calories. Can't really write very well, can I? The second number here is going to be protein in grams. And the third one is going to be vitamin C. So there's your answers. What? That's awesome. I'm going to clear my drawings and I'm going to go to the next one. Oh, I got to shrink it, huh? There we go. A social agency is charged with providing services to 3 types of clients, A, B, and C. A total of 1,000 clients are to be served with $660,000 available for counseling and $380,000 available for emergency food and shelter. Type A clients require an average of $400 for counseling and $600 for emergencies. Type B clients require an average of $1,000 for counseling and $400 for emergencies. Type C clients require an average of $600 for counseling and $200 for emergencies. How many of each type of client can be served? I just want you to think about it for a second. Read it over. Pause the video if you ever need to in order to think versus hearing what I say first. Oops, what happened there? Let's do. I didn't know that could do that. That's awesome. All right. So, so what I know is that there are 3 types here, A, B, and C. So I know that there are A. It's always going to be A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z. A, B, and C are going to total something. And if I read it, it says a social agency is charged with providing services to 3 types of clients, A, B, and C, for a total of 1,000 clients. So I need 1,000 clients total. I might even write clients. They have a certain amount available for counseling and a certain amount for emergency. So I have counseling and emergency. So the first one says that $660 is available for counseling. So counseling gets $660 and $380,000 are available for emergencies for type A. So I'm going to associate it with A. The next one says it's an average of 400 for counseling. Oh, my bad. 400 for counseling and 600 for emergency for type B. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't do that right. You see what I did? Let's undo that. Undo, undo, undo. Those right there are my totals for counseling and totals for emergency, because that's how much I have all together. So those would be my totals. So I have 660,000 and 380,000 for emergencies. Now, each group has a different amount allotted to them. And here it says here, type A clients have an average of 400 for counseling and 600 for emergencies. So 400 for counseling for A and 600 for emergencies for A. The next set of information says type B get 1,000 for counseling and 400 for emergencies. So 1,000 for counseling and 400 for emergencies. And then it says type C require an average of 600 for counseling and 200 for emergencies. So I have 600 counseling and 200 emergencies. Oops. C. This is also a C. It's in the emergency category. And there you have your matrices. You have your 3 equations and you have your 3 equations and 3 types. You're going to put it in a calculator. 1,1,1,1,000, 400, 1,600, 660. And then you'll find out how much is for type A, type B, and type C. Cool. Okay. Going to delete. And then I'm going to go to the next one. Let's see what we got. The top 3 prices for works of art sold at an auction in 2013 totaled $304.1 million. These works of art were sculpture, a painting, and a photograph. The setting price of the painting is $47.9 million more than that of the photograph. Together, the painting and the photograph sold for $21.7 million more than the sculpture. What is the setting price for each work? So we have 3 things. We have X, Y, and Z. So we're going to say X equals the 3 types of works: sculpture. I'm going to use X because S looks like a 5 sometimes, and I'm not going to go there. So X is sculpture. Y is painting. And Z is photograph. It's also important to write out what you put X, Y, and Z for right now at the beginning, because at the end, when you get X equals Y equals Z equals, you don't have to think about what they equaled, what they represented, because they're already written on your paper. So if you total all of those together, it says the top 3 sold at an auction in 2013 for $304.1 million. So if I have my X plus my Y plus my Z, it's going to equal $304.1 mil. So the 3 first, so we already did that, okay. And then we look and it says the selling price of the painting was $47.9 million more than that of the photograph. So the painting was Y, so Y equals 47.9 mil more than the photograph, and the photograph is Z. Then it says together, the painting and the photograph sold for that. So the painting and the photograph, Y and Z, sold for 21.7 million. And then I'm not done because I didn't read it all. More than the sculpture. More than the sculpture, which is X. So your 3 equations are those, and you remember you have to put them in the form of X, Y, Z, and a number. So this is in the right form. So I'm going to keep this one. I've got to move my 49 million over. No, I don't. I keep that there. Just kidding. I've got to move my Z over though. So I'm going to have 0x plus Y plus Z minus Z because I moved it over. Equals 47.9. And there I have my second equation. I have X plus Y plus Z, or equals that. And then the last equation, I'm going to set over. I have to move my X over. So I have minus X plus Y plus Z equals 21.7. Know that when you answer it, it's going to be in millions of dollars. And there I have my last equation. And you can set it up in your matrix. Awesome. I'm going to clear it. I'm going to go to the next question. And I have here 1 8-ounce serving of each of coffee, energy drink, and soda contains 199 milligrams of caffeine. 1 serving of coffee has 2 milligrams more of caffeine than 2 servings of soda. 1 serving of an energy drink contains 39 milligrams less caffeine than 1 serving each of coffee and soda. Find the amount of caffeine in the 1 serving of each beverage. So you have 3 different things. So you're going to say X equals coffee. If I have X, Y, and Z, X equals coffee. Y equals energy drink. And Z equals soda. So I put that up there so I know exactly what it is. And then all 3 of them contain 199 milligrams of coffee. So if I have X plus Y plus Z, it's going to equal 199 milligrams of coffee. Or caffeine, my bad. Then the next piece of information gives you information for the next number. And it says 1 serving of coffee has 2 milligrams more caffeine than 2 servings of soda. So coffee, which is X, has 2 milligrams more than 2 servings of soda, 2Z. And the next one says 1 serving of energy drink has 39 milligrams less caffeine than 1 serving each of coffee and soda. That means 1 serving of energy drink, which is Y, has 39 milligrams less because it's less. I have to put it at the back because you're taking it from whatever you're getting. So if I put 39 minus, it would be you're taking the other things and subtracting them from the 39. But I want to subtract the 39 from the first two things that I have, each of coffee and soda. So coffee and soda is X and Y. So I have X and Z. So I have X and Z. It looks a little different because I paused the recording and then I accidentally stopped screen sharing. So it erased it. So we're back. What I'm going to do now is, now you have to set your equations up and get it into the format that you can put it into the calculator. You have one equation right here. So if I were to set it up, it would say 111, 199. The next equation, you have to get Z to the other side. So it'll be X plus 0Y plus Z equals 2, because you have to have X, Y, Z. So your second equation would be this one, and you would have 1, 0, 1, 2. And then the third equation, this parentheses doesn't matter because there's nothing to do in there. So it's x plus z minus 39. You're going to bring your x over and your z over. So we're going to put it in the order of x, y, z though. So you're going to have, I don't like that equal sign there. The new equation is going to be negative x because I brought it to the other side. Plus y because it stays there on that side. Minus z because it goes to the other side. Equals negative 39. So we have negative 1, 1, negative 1, and negative 39. And remember, this is your x, your y, and your z. So it's your coffee, your energy drink, and your soda. A dietitian works in the hospital and prepares meals under the guidance of a physician. Suppose that a particular patient, a physician prescribes for a particular patient, a physician prescribes a meal to have 900 calories, 60 grams of protein, and 400, or I don't know where I'm getting these numbers from, 240 milligrams of vitamin C. The dietitian decides to prepare the meal using a steak, which contains 300 calories, 20 grams of protein, and no vitamin C. Baked potatoes, one baked potato has 100 calories, 5 grams of protein, and 20 milligrams of vitamin C. And Brussels sprouts, one has 156 grams serving, contains 50 calories, 5 grams of protein, and 100 milligrams of vitamin C. How many servings of each food are required to satisfy the physician's requirements? So you have 3 types of food. I'll just wait. I want you to read it real quick and then I'll go over it with you. Okay, you have three types of food: baked potatoes, a steak, and Brussels sprouts. And you have 3 different things that you're looking at. You're looking at grams, the calories, grams of protein, and milligrams of vitamin C. How many servings of each food are required? So the 3 types of food are A, B, and C, which are what are they? A, B, and C. 3 types of food. Let's look at them. We have steak, baked potato, and Brussels sprouts. So steak, why isn't it writing? Hold on. Steak, baked potato, and Brussels sprouts. So I'm going to say steak is X, baked potato is Y, and Brussels sprouts is Z.